honor to have them partner with us. And our events, we had 9 different events, and I gave you each a bookmark, a calendar of events for 2024, and you can see we're going to be quite busy. We have a lot of events that we haven't done in the past, or they've been done way in the past. So the hidden tours is the one I'm speaking about. So lots of stuff coming up. Harvest Fest was a success with over 2,500 in attendance. We had a beautiful day. Have any of you, besides Gail and Ryan, been to Harvest Fest before? If you haven't, you should come. Bring your families, because it's a wonderful event. It's free. We had 3 Model A's this past year, so and a Model T. So the 3 Model A's toured Vicksburg with our visitors, and then we had a Model T that was on display. So it was pretty cool to have 3 Model A's there. We had our speaker series, and most of them were very popular, and quite a few in attendance for those. And as you may or may not know, we don't have anything for funding. We don't have any income other than membership dues, donations, sponsorships, that type of thing. So we were fortunate to receive some grants in 2023. We did get a grant from the Vicksburg Foundation, and that was a supporting grant to help us with Leah's salary, which was a huge plus. That was a 3-year grant. And, sorry, oh, thought somebody said something. We did do some upgrades to the historic village. They included new gutters on the depot. If you haven't been there to see those, they look really great. We were originally under the impression we were gonna have to paint those, but we didn't. They matched them really very closely to the original green. So they look wonderful, and that's to help with the runoff on the building so it doesn't run off down and make big ruts. We had the 3 dog waste stations that the village put up for us, which was a plus. And the cracked window was replaced in the farmhouse. And then we just finished restoration on the caboose. We had 3 broken windows replaced, 6 sashes either resurfaced or reglazed and recaulked. So that was because of you guys, so thank you. And what else? I think that was it for what we did in the budget. And we're proud to have our new electronic sign installed and working. And then every year we work with the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, the Vicksburg High School students, and then us to clean up the park in the spring and in the fall. So we are fortunate to have that connection. And our museum administrator and curator, Leah, she and a group of us went to Lansing to present to the Michigan State Historic Preservation Board on the depot being put on the National Register, and we are happy to report that that is moving forward. So that was a huge thing. So do you have any questions for me about anything? Nope? Okay.
Do you do a fundraising? Do you have like a set time of year you have a fundraising effort that the team does? Or?
This year we are doing a sponsorship type of fundraising. We are going to be meeting with local businesses, not downtown businesses, but kind of out like Legion Park businesses, and presenting them with sponsorship opportunities. So instead of saying, can you give us money, we're going to present them with, can you help us fund this or that? And so we don't really do a fundraising drive, but we're going to be trying to get some donations this way, see if that works. So,
Tamara, we also earn some money from the Harvest Festival.
we do. We do earn some money from Harvest Fest. That's probably our biggest, yes, thank you. That is our biggest fundraiser. Yeah, and that's one of the areas we're trying to cut down on costs to get sponsorships, more sponsorships. We do the placemat ad, but going to other businesses outside of what we do for the placemat ad, we're hoping to get like the Animal Zone paid for, the antique or the steam engines, or the hayride wagon, because those all cost us money. So then if we get those sponsored by local businesses, that will help with our bottom line. We are going after grants this year too, more grants. The Vicksburg Community Schools Foundation, PNC, Consumers Energy, Irving S. Gilmore, and that's to help fund a new thing we're doing this year. It's a summer camp that Leah's put a lot of time into. It's gonna be a week-long event, half days in July, and it's targeting 6th through 8th graders. So, yeah, a lot of work going into that. So we've never done that before. We're trying it, 15 students. We have 2 scholarships already paid for, and so seeking money. It's gonna cost us about $6,000 to put that on. So hopefully we'll get something for that. Any other questions?
Nothing else?
Okay,
Well, thank you for that
Thank you.
report, and if I could, thank you all for what you do, right? It's a dedication, it's a passion that people have for the community, and we all thank you very much for what you bring. Thanks. So we'll move on. We have public officials, none scheduled, but we have Ms. Wendy Mazer in the building. Yes, please. Wendy is our county commissioner.
Oh, thank you. So I just have 3 things. Just a reminder that the Road Commission Open House is this Wednesday, March 21st, at their new location on 26th Street. It's a 4 to 6 ceremony, and, 4 to 6 open house with a ceremony at 4:30, a brief ceremony. And I left a few flyers in case
thank you.
you're interested. Avelo Airlines is still offering a $25 discount on round-trip travel to Orlando if it's completed by June 30th. And then the last item is that we still don't have a date set for the ribbon cutting at the new Pratt Justice Center, so we're still waiting on that. So, thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. This would be a time for citizens' comments. Anybody can comment on any of the agenda items on tonight's meeting. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll move on. I'll make a quick comment. I had the proud honor of representing the village of Vicksburg last Saturday night in Detroit at the Engineering and Survey Excellent Award meeting. The American Council of Engineering Companies put this together, and I was talking to Mr. Wassler with Prine and Newhoff. He was the lead project manager on this project. We did the infrastructure downtown. And we won an Engineering Merit Award, and that's our award and plaque. But it was quite an event, very fancy. It was a gala event. And as Mr. Wassler said, this is their Super Bowl. When civil engineers, do their job, that was their Super Bowl. And for the village to be awarded that honor was, and they base it on, a lot of it is the impact to the community. What we did financially, how we funded it, what the impact to the residents in the town was. And, we went up against some big, I-75 modernization project, the Boardman Loop, the I-75 Jackson, or the I-94 Jackson interchange. And little old Vicksburg came away with a merit award. It was quite an honor. So thank you for that. Thank you to Prine Newhoff for being part of that project. And we have a general consent agenda in front of us with the addition, we have a few items on there. The March 30th, the South County Community Easter Egg Hunt at the Pavilion. April 20th, Laura Lights passing away will be honored at the Pavilion. July 13th, Tyler's graduation party. July 19th, the Vicksburg District Library Touch a Truck event. 9:30 a.m. to 12:30. That's always a fun event for the young ones and those that are into trucks. And July 25th, the Lions Club 49th Annual Summer Festival at the Pavilion and Grounds. And the Vicksburg Little League Parade on April 27th. So in the meetings from our last council meeting, was there any corrections or changes? If not, entertain a
Tim?
motion. Yes, ma'am.
I think maybe you should announce that the South County Easter egg hunt is not a public event.
Thank you. Just be aware it's not a public event, so that's on March 30th. With that, entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
And President Frisbee, just to clarify, with the addition of the Little League Parade in there, I'll
Yes.
move to approve as amended.
Approve as amended by
Support.
trustee, and support by trustee Reister. We'll do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. So we have some action items in front of us tonight. I'll let Jim get into it, but 11A, we have some part-time jobs we'd like to discuss.
Okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, 11A. I'm proposing to create 3 part-time positions within our staff to address special needs and enhance the overall maintenance and vibrance of our community. These positions will contribute significantly to the efficiency and effectiveness of our operations while supporting various aspects of the work that full-time staff complete on behalf of the village. Funding for these positions be allocated from the unrestricted reserve fund balance for the remainder of the 2023-2024 fiscal year budget, and will be identified with the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget presentation. The total amendment for the 3 positions for the 23-24 fiscal year will be $12,500. Our DPW staff is responsible for multiple different jobs: water, sewer, storm, lift stations, drains, roads, all 7 parks and recreation areas, mowing, weed whacking, fallen trees. The list goes on and on and on. They complete all of this with a staff of 5. We all know in our professional settings that there is always someone off on vacation or specific duties, and there's areas of the village that we want to focus on, especially going into the summer months with the events downtown. Simply stated, they are incredibly busy, and the addition of 2 part-time positions related to the DPW will aid them considerably. I believe that the creation of these part-time positions will not only address immediate needs within our community, but also contribute to its long-term beautification and attractiveness. I'm requesting that the council consider a motion support roll call vote to approve part-time position of a lawn mowing position. It would be a 20-hour-a-week position at $18 an hour, and a part-time grounds maintenance position of $10 an hour, which will specifically address weeding in the downtown area, Oswald and Clark Park, among other areas that are needed. The third part-time position will be in a cooperative effort with Western Michigan University. Will be an internship that's paid 20 to 24 hours per week at $14.50 per hour. The position will focus on the Berg's birthday celebration, Berg Days of Summer 2024, event coordination, community calendar, a consistent link between organizations with summer events, farmers market, historical society, Vicksburg cultural arts, car show, etc. The intern will assist in planning and coordinating events, facilitating communication between different entities within the village, and manage the community calendar to ensure residents are informed about these activities and initiatives. Total investment of this position for 6 months will be approximately $9,000. I'll be happy to entertain any questions.
President Frisbee, so moved.
Trustee Fields, support.
Any discussion? Any comments or questions of staff? I think you gave me my answer to my question. Is this a 6-month process, right?
Yeah.
And there is a firm end date.
Correct. We anticipate the end of October.
No other questions? Hearing none, we have a motion by President Pro Tem Keller, support by Trustee Fields. We'll do a roll call, Christian.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 11B, I'm proposing to purchase 24 new picnic tables to enhance our village park and recreational system, as well as support downtown village events. The purchase is intended to improve the overall experience for residents and visitors while addressing accessibility needs. The picnic tables we are considering are 8 feet long rectangular tables, 2 of which will be ADA accessible compliant to ensure accessibility for all individuals. These tables are highly portable and constructed of expanded metal with standard thermoplastic coating. They will feature a color scheme of black bases with green tabletops and benches. There are several benefits associated with the tables. One, enhanced mobility. The tables are considerably lighter than the traditional wood picnic tables that we currently have, making them easier to move and reposition as needed for various events and activities. Improved maintenance. The expanded metal and thermoplastic coating make for easier cleaning maintenance compared to wooden tables, reducing the time and effort required for upkeep. Aesthetic appeal. The color scheme and design of the tables will complement our outdoor spaces and add to our current downtown placemaking, adding the overall attractiveness of our park and downtown areas. Cost of each picnic table is $1,063. The ADA compliant tables are $1,030. These are prices identified through a City of Portage purchasing program that these tables are installed in their parks. I've been there, looked at the tables, and I believe they are well suited for Vicksburg. Pleased to report that provider is Belson Outdoors. They have agreed to waive the shipping charges. If approved, the tables will arrive approximately 14 days after we order them, which will be in time for the upcoming Vicksburg birthday celebration event on May 18, 2024. I believe that investing in these picnic tables aligns with our commitment to providing high-quality amenities for our community members and visitors. Additionally, the inclusion of ADA-compliant tables demonstrates our dedication to accessibility and inclusivity. I recommend that the Village Council approve the purchase of these picnic tables. Your support in this manner will contribute to the ongoing improvement of our public space and enhancement of village events. The budget amendment will reflect $25,446 being carried forward from the assignment made on January 29, 2024 via council action in the 101-900-975-000 Parks and Rec Department. There'll be a balance of approximately $29,000 remaining in that assignment related to Parks and Recreation. In simple forms, that money has been saved for this type of purchase. The money does not reflect 23-24 fiscal year general fund tax dollars, but has been saved for this type of purchase.
Well, we have a request to approve a budget for the 24 new picnic tables at $25,446. What is this council's desire?
Trustee Wagner, I so move.
Trustee Fields, support.
We have a motion and support. You have questions or discussion? Anyone like to have? Hearing none, I'd ask for a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Motion carries, takes us to 11C.
The next 3 items are CIP items identified for the 2024-2025 fiscal budget year, and this begins our series of budget presentations. I'm requesting the Village Council approve for the purchase of 4 Evalis radar speed warning signs to be installed at the entryways into the Village of Vicksburg. These signs will serve as an important tool for traffic management and safety within our community. The proposed locations for the installation are as follows: Highway Street East entryway, Highway Street West entryway, East V Avenue, the East Gateway, Richardson Street, the North Gateway. Each of these locations have been carefully chosen to address specific traffic concerns and to ensure maximum effectiveness in reducing speed violations. Key features of the radar speed warning signs include permanent installation within village easements, solar-powered operations for sustainability and cost effectiveness, high effectiveness in calming traffic and promoting safer driving behaviors. The total cost for the purchase, including the radar speed signs, poles, and pole straps, amounts to $13,500. The funding will be Act 51, State of Michigan funding for traffic control devices. In will not have general fund village tax dollars used. We're recommending a motion support roll call vote to approve the village manager into ordering the traffic radar signs with a contract with Evolus. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But I'll be happy to answer any questions.
President Frisbee, so moved.
Support.
We have motion and support. Any discussion, questions?
Yeah, I would just like to ask, I'm not exactly sure what these are. Can you explain to me what
So,
they are?
Yeah, this is where we, like, the city of Portage, a lot of cities have them. They're permanently on the side of the road. So if you're driving north on Portage Road, up as you enter in the Austin Lake area, you'll see on the right-hand side a pole with a speedometer, and as you drive by, it tells you, you know, I'm not gonna say that it's well over the speed limit with, when you're pushing the accelerator, Ms. Reister, but, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Ryan?
Jim, what's the approximate lifespan of the units? Do you have an
They come
idea
with a
there?
2-year warranty, but we predict an extended lifespan for that.
That's a pretty minimal investment for the lifespan of the units then.
Correct,
Cost per
and the
year.
ability to use some state money for the purchase. And we just, in talking to Chief Sanderson, feel it's just an enhancement to the village and those gateways to remind everyone the speed limit's predominantly 25 in the village.
I know that it definitely makes a difference for me. When I see that, I'm, whoops. So, yeah.
I was about ready to stop her without an attorney
Yeah,
present, but
yeah.
You can't say what we use against you.
Yeah, Jim, you took, I got in the mail one of these advertisements for this very sign, and I grabbed it and I was gonna bring it in, and I looked at the agenda and you had it on the agenda. I don't know if we got the same mail or you're just that good. I think you're just that good, but well, I think it's a great idea, and it does make us think twice. As soon as that thing starts flashing at you, it tends to check people, so. Well, we have a motion by President Pro Tem Keller, support by Trustee Reister. We do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Olson,
yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Motion carries.
Item number 11D again is for the 2024-2025, and I'll take the time. These purchases and investments will not be made until after July 1st, when that fiscal year starts, as is this request. But it's, I'm proposing an update to the Village of Vicksburg application fee schedule, which will take effect on July 1st, 2024. The current fee schedule has not been revised since January 1st, 2020. In light of the evolving circumstances and to ensure alignment with the cost associated with processing various applications, we have conducted a thorough analysis of Kalamazoo County municipalities' fee structures. This analysis, coupled with an assessment of the specific cost incurred by the Village of Vicksburg, has led to the development of the recommended fee adjustments. The recommendation for this updated fee schedule has been the result of collaborative efforts involving input from multiple stakeholders, including the village attorney's office, building department, zoning and planning department, as well as village staff. Through this comprehensive approach, we have endeavored to strike a balance between the covering the expenses related to processing applications and maintaining a fair and equitable fee structure for our community members. To ensure transparency and accountability, I recommend the Village Council consider a motion to support and approve the proposed new fee schedule effective July 1st, 2024. It will signify the council's endorsements of the adjustments, reflecting our commitment to efficient and effective governance. Most used on the fee schedule, which is attached, is an increase in a site plan review, and then it got into, we don't see it much, but where our brownfield application fee would mirror more appropriate, as well as what is considerably in front of the council is the pavilion rental. That would increase to $300. There'd be a $100 refund if everything is taken care of, and a $175 refund if a nonprofit organization has rented. So there is an increase in that, as well as some other rentals that are listed. The last was $200 with a $100 refund. So it's,
Well, we have a motion to put into effect the application fee schedule. Was this council's desire?
Trustee Wagner, I so move.
Do we have support?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Any questions or discussion of staff?
You know, if I may, Jim, this is being a little biased, but since how we just approved the rental of the pavilion for the Lions Club for the Summerfest, are we grandfathered under the old, or? I gotta ask because they're gonna ask me.
The people who have reserved post July 1st will be notified of the new fee schedule.
Thank you.
Yes, you did. Any other comments or questions? Well, we have a motion by trustee Wagner, support by trustee Fields. You do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
trustee Reister,
Yes.
trustee Olson,
Yes.
trustee Wagner,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Motion carries.
The 11E. A reintroduction of a curbside cleaning pickup service for the Village of Vicksburg residents with a slight modification. Instead of spring cleaning, we are proposing a fall cleaning pickup due to availability of a company that can perform this service. As we prepare for the upcoming fiscal year, the 24-25 fiscal year, I'm recommending that we allocate $35,000 in the 24-25 budget specifically for the fall cleanup program. This service will provide residents with an opportunity to dispose of unwanted items and clutter in an efficient and environmentally friendly manner. To facilitate this initiative, I'm seeking the approval from the Village Council to enter into a contract with College Hunks Hauling, Junk and Moving Incorporated to manage the fall cleaning pickup in September of 2024. College Hunks has a proven track record providing reliable and professional hauling service with Comstock and Texas townships, and I am confident that they will execute the fall cleanup program with the utmost care and efficiency. The fall cleaning pickup will not only enhance the cleanliness and aesthetics of the community, but also promote responsible waste management practice among our residents. By providing this service, we can contribute to a cleaner, healthier, and more vibrant Village of Vicksburg. Our recommendation is a motion, support, and roll call vote to approve the village manager to enter a contract with College Hunks to provide a fall curbside cleanup for village residents. They are unavailable in the spring of 2025.
Well, we have a request in front of us. What is this council's desires?
Trustee Fields, motion to support.
Support.
Any questions or discussion?
I would just like to say that I actually kind of like the fall cleanup better than the spring cleanup, because it gives me the whole summertime to work outside in my garage in good weather. So I prefer the fall cleanup, actually. So thank you.
Jim, will there still be the spring drop-off, or will that go away?
We could, it wasn't a spring, the last 3 years, we've had it in the month of July. So, but we could certainly look at that in spring of '25 with, depending, because it is a weighted cost that we're estimating. Our plan right now is to evaluate the program this September to determine if it's fiscally responsible that the village would continue that in subsequent fiscal years. But we could look at that as well.
I wasn't necessarily looking to suggest that we do both. I just wondered if, since we're already in 2024, I didn't know if that had already been on the calendar, maybe planned, and you were going to keep it or take it off, or we're just shooting for fall?
Once, and we started communicating with this company last fall and then honed in on it on January. I won't say abandoned, we thought if we provided this right in front of people's curb service in September, it would replace the drive to the drop-off point.
President Frisbee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank staff for really taking the lead on this. This was an issue that came before us last fall. Some residents came to the meeting and expressed their desire to return to this. So we charged staff with trying to figure out how we could make this work. And I want to thank you, the staff, for doing this. As the public's going to see, there is a charge for this. I mean, we're having to budget money for this. This isn't free, but it is a service that the residents have gotten used to over the years. And when it went away, I know it affected me as well, but I just want to say thank you for working this out.
Oh, appreciate that.
Hearing nothing else, motion was made by trustee Fields, supported by President Pro Tem Keller. We'll do a roll call, please, Kristen.
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
Trustee Olson.
Yes.
Trustee Fields. President Frisbee.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Item 11F is a renewal of the lease of the Historic Village with Historical Society. I've worked with Tamara Stafford and Charlie Church of the Historical Society Board to renew this lease upon council approval. Myself and President Frisbee, as well as Tamara, will sign the lease. Its continuation. Highlights, simple, are we reduced the yearly cost to $9,000 to more reflect a true dollar for dollar area. Originally, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. The original cost was $12,000 per year. We added some language clarifying with a goal to make sure we have the sidewalks cleared with snow in that, as well as kind of the backup, that if they ever need anything, they certainly can call my cell phone. So we all were in agreement, and we're presented the lease to you for a roll call approval for the village manager and village president to enter into this agreement with the Historical Society for continued use of the historic village.
What is this council's desire on?
I have a question. This would be a 3-year lease,
It
correct?
would go until June 30th of 2027. So we do it by our fiscal years.
Okay.
President Frisbee, so moved.
Support.
Is any other questions of staff on this? Hearing none, Christian, if you do a roll call, please.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
Trustee Fields.
Yes?
Trustee Olson.
Yes.
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Motion carries.
The
Fun stuff.
next item is 11G. It comes out of the Planning Commission DDA meeting that was held last Monday. It involves the Public Improvement Grant Program, which is pretty unique and I think an incredible positive story for the village of Vicksburg, that we solicit request to utilize DDA grant money that is as well supplemented with additional money from the Vicksburg Foundation. We wrote a grant to do significant improvements to buildings and businesses within the downtown. The DDA unanimously supported the following businesses to receive the corresponding amounts. $7,000 to Gilbert and Ivy, $7,500 to R&R Weddings and Events, $7,500 to Classic Mortgage, $7,500 to Rise and Dine, $3,750 to 117 East Prairie, which formerly is the offices of the Hideaway. The projects in total were in excess of $120,000 of capital improvements and previously, both the DDA and council in this fiscal year awarded Apple Knockers $15,000 for their significant investment into the buildings there, bringing the total to $44,000 in change that the village is putting into the pool, if you will, to incentivize these improvements downtown. That setup has, this is the second year for that program. It has received DDA approval, has received their support to this council as the council has the oversight of the overall village budget. The DDA board and staff are recommending that those 5 awards be a motion, support, and roll call vote to approve those 5 identified locations for the corresponding amounts occur. A 6th request was received for 402 West Prairie Street. It was recommended by staff, supported by a unanimous vote from the DDA, to not award money in that request for the project was a $900,000 project. The maximum amount of an award that we contribute would be $15,000, and the project's anticipated completion date was 2026. So I communicated with the developer on that project that in subsequent years, if we are still continuing this, to certainly look at resubmission. But we also, due to the scale of that project, we are analyzing it if it would be eligible for brownfield, a brownfield plan, which the brownfield doesn't grant money like that, but we're trying to find other financial avenues to support that project. So specific tonight, look for a motion support and roll call on Gilbert and Ivy, R&R Weddings and Events, Classic Mortgage, Rise and Dine, and 117 East Prairie.
Trustee Wagner, I move to approve the DDA Public Improvement Grant submit for Gilbert and Ivy, R&R Weddings and Events, Classic Mortgage, Rise and Dine, and Hideaway Office, 117 East Prairie.
We have support?
Support.
Any further questions you have of staff, or?
Jim, since you'd mentioned it, what sort of expectation do we have for continuing the project with these grants? I mean, the outlook is positive that we can continue to do so?
I think so, I hope so. I'm gonna try to submit for supplemental funding from where we can find it to continue at these levels. It would be more stressed if we attempted just DDA revenue with other things we're doing with DDA revenue, such as birthdays of summer and that, but certainly it's our goal to find that funding to continue it. We've seen in excess of $230,000 of investments by the private sector in the last 2 years in the core downtown related to these grants, and this will put the village contributions right near the $80,000 mark.
So we have a motion by Trustee Wagner, support by Trustee Reister. We'll do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Fields.
Yes.
Trustee Reister.
Yes.
Trustee Olson.
Yes.
Trustee Wagner.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller.
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes.
Item 11H is related to this topic. It's a request on a budget amendment to approve adding an additional $8,000 into the public benefit grant program. Its revenue will come from the unrestricted reserve balance in the DDA. We recommend a motion and support roll call vote, and then that code will have this funds in it.
So moved.
Support.
Any further questions, comments, discussion? Motion made by President Pro Tem Keller, supported by Trustee Fields to do a roll call. Christian?
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
Trustee Fields, President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
On the village manager's report, I'll only be reporting out 12A. 12B has some fluid things outside of our input. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Toro lawnmower.
Oh, true. True. Good
Good
thing the
catch.
golf course is not in this room, so. Yeah. The 11I is, there's different type of mowers for the golf course. We have green mowers, T-box mowers, light rough mowers, heavy rough mowers, and the list goes on. The T-box mowers are original mowers that are worn out. The council approved the purchase of 2 new Jacobson's mowers that we are still proceeding forward with. It's 18 months in the supply chain right now. It's an anticipated delivery date of this summer, but anticipated delivery dates have been changing by about 3 months every time we hit the anticipated delivery date. And the reality is the 2 old mowers, one of them it can't be Band-Aid anymore. So Jason Culver gets the credit. Through his contacts in the golf world, has found a slightly used T-box mower that is for sale for $18,500. And we will seek council approval with a motion, support, and roll call vote to purchase that. There is sufficient money in the golf course fund. No general fund tax money would be used for this purchase, but golf course money, and we would take receipt of that mower here within a couple weeks to start the golf season. So thank you for catching that.
Trustee Wagner, I'll move to approve as submit.
Support.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call, please, Christian.
Trustee Fields,
Yes.
Trustee Wagner,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Keller,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Reister,
Yes.
President Frisbee.
Yes. Moves us on to 12A, our village manager report.
Yeah, and 12B, there won't be I'm still waiting on dates for roads and that. So we certainly will be getting that communication out to the council of scheduling what's going to be presented. But I assure you, every council meeting coming up, there'll be presentations on the 24-25 fiscal year, as well as requests individually to meet and discuss your input on the priorities of that budget, as well as the Planning Commission, DDA, Parks and Rec, and the key stakeholders, both internally and externally. All of you and all members of appointed boards received multiple surveys for input on different items. We will be next week moving to the organized neighborhoods with email distribution list or social media pages with links to surveys for community input, which is an enhancement than what we've done in the past. We'll also be reaching out through this budget process to set up virtual meetings as well. And then the additional, we have the Citizens Academy coming up starting April 17th, which I think we're up to at least 7 applications, and we'll be getting out more communication, encouraging citizens, and we think we'll have a full room of 16, certainly available that opportunity for their input. But jumping back specifically to 12A, disappointing. No, not disappointing. Back in January, we submitted a grant to the state of Michigan to the Eagle TMF LSR grant program. Specifically, we requested $600,000 to this program. There were 172 applications for funding to the community technical, managerial, and financial support for lead service line replacement. That's what that acronym is for. Village of Vicksburg received notice last Thursday that we are in the first priority group and that all municipalities in that group are within the fundable range. We will have a meeting scheduled with Eagle to review our listed expenses within our grant application, and upon confirmation of the listed expenses, which we're confident were accurate, a final amount will be authorized. We do believe it will be $600,000. It requires no matching dollars, and what this money will be used for is to identify each and every lead line service area within the village, complete a prioritization as it is an unfunded mandate to have those replaced by 2038. So that is good news. It's $600,000 for lead line replacements without a match, so.
A lot of good news. Thank you. Well done.
And
Anything
that's,
else you'd like to ask of Manager Mallory?
I'd just like to say thank you for seeking that out, putting it together, and getting the team in place to make that grant opportunity possible.
Hearing now, we can jump on to committee reports. I don't believe there was a whole lot of action since we last met. There was no tree update, was there?
No, we're going to be meeting this Thursday.
And Parks and Rec?
We did connect with the high school to see about student members for the Parks and Rec Board. We're kind of looking at getting them involved and just for like the season and having them help out with the events and stuff. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll hear something back from the high school on that.
Thank you so much. CATS meeting is the last Wednesday of this month. Planning Commission, there was indeed a Planning Commission meeting.
And I have notes. So, and I'll combine the week that I didn't have notes as well. So there was a site plan summary presented for the gym, that 402 West Prairie Street location. All of the details were laid out, and that was approved. There was also a site plan summary presented for the homestead at Centennial. Everything there came through, was presented, and was also approved. The last thing that was discussed was a discussion about a text amendment for the definition of car wash C2 zoning. That was approved as well, and it sounds like we'll see a site plan coming for that in the next 2 to 3 months.
Thank you. And the sewer meeting's next week, and the fire board meeting is this Wednesday night. So that's pretty much committee report updates, but I would like to ask of Miss Jackie if she doesn't mind sharing a little bit on the status of the community development ready.
You're gonna see, I just, cause I'm, I participate in 2 meetings virtually, and Sanderson gets everyone out of here in 42 minutes. So the pressure is on. I'm blaming this all on Tamara Stafford, because I had a little side bet with my friend the chief, and realized that we had too much on the agenda. But you'll see how talented Jackie is, which is very recognizable once you start working with her and what she brings. Because not planned, I just kind of looked at her and said, hey, you want to say a few words? And she didn't even acknowledge. I said, Tim, why don't you call her up? But a lot of good stuff's being done, so the ball's in your court.
We're working on the redevelopment ready certification with the state, with MEDC. MEDC. And the first few weeks that I was working on this, I was just trying to gather what the heck is going on, where are we, because we've been working on this for a while, and we're meeting with the MEDC about it. So Jim and I just went through a recap, and I think there are 24 things you need to do for the essentials level, and I think we're at, what did I say, 12? I think we're already at 9 or 12, and then we have 9 that are like kind of impending. Like Christian and I have been working closely about getting some stuff together that we think will get approved quickly. But there are 8 items that we will have to really focus on. But we're planning on April 29th to give the Planning Commission, is that April 20? Council presentation or work session. And Julia from the MEDC will be here to kind of reiterate the importance of this program. And then I'll go through in details about where we are and what we have left to do. But I feel really super confident that we're going to get all of the kind of more rote policy kind of things through the finish line relatively quickly. And then there's going to be some bigger things we'll have to discuss that will take some time. But yeah, so it's been going really well. It's been fun. Yeah, April 29th work session, and the only thing that might be a little bit of an adjustment is that Julia from the MEDC is due on May 8th or 10th or something like that. So if by chance she can't make the meeting, she's just going to give me her slides, and I'll be presenting for both of us. So, yeah.
Well, and don't leave yet because you're too humble.
okay.
You know, we just mentioned a grant, and we were very fortunate and were awarded that money from the state. And you won't get the money unless you submit. We know that for sure. But one thing that happened, I submitted another grant for $50,000. Now I use that because all I did is I guess it was my credentials that had to get in the state system, but Jackie did all the work and I got a completely thorough document that all I did is plagiarize exactly what she did. So we don't.
Cross fingers. We don't know yet.
It looks promising. We should know before the next meeting the answer to that, but certainly it was outside the scope of the RRC. Mm-hmm. So publicly, I'm thanking you for the work you did.
You're welcome.
I think pro bono on that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I
Yep,
know
no
the council does too, so thanks.
No problem. One more thing I didn't mention is that what you will be seeing probably before April 29th is a draft of a public participation plan. And it is what it sounds like. It's the idea that we have a policy as a village of how do we get the public engaged as much as possible. And the document I showed Jim the other day was 26 pages. It's really thorough. I think it's great. And there's going to be some things to discuss and make sure that everyone agrees with. But that'll be coming soon too.
Yeah, probably the April 15th because it needs council approval.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks for everything you're doing. So it takes us to citizens' comments. If anyone has a comment of any matter? No, seeing none? Oh, excuse me, sir. It was too quick. If you would mind stating your name and address, please.
My name is John Rosselot, 1011 Lotus Lily, over in Trillium Platte. I come to you tonight as the Vicksburg Little League president, the new one. So I first want to say thank you for the approval for the parade. And I just want to let you know we're starting our season here shortly. We start practice April 1st. Opening day is going to be April 27th. So it's coming up quick here, and hopefully the weather changes here. So fingers crossed, today's not too hopeful. But a couple things I just wanted to mention here. I know we've had some rough patches here, and I want to smooth everything over. And I will look forward to working with you down the road here and any future issues or anything. I know we got some pickleball courts going in here, and Jim's let me know the why, and I completely get it. You can't turn that money down. And I just want to let you know I am looking at another field for our juniors teams, which we call it the big field out there. We're looking at going to Schoolcraft. So I have a great counterpart over there. We've been in discussion, so our kids can still play, obviously. But one thing I do want to mention is that we're here for the kids. You know, how many of you guys have had kids playing Little League? You know, or have played Little League here? So, you know, I'm not out here trying to be a feeder system for the high school or anything like that. If that happens, great. But like I said, we're here to teach life values, and I always like to put it this way. We're not here to create major league players. We're here to create major league human beings. Baseball's just a tool that we do it by. So, and you know, I'm going to bring back some traditions. The parade is one of them. I'm also going to have national anthem every night before our games. I'm very big on that, like I said. And we're going to have some organ music going as well, too, so like I said. But I want to make sure that these kids have the experience. They may not be the best players, but let's give them the experience and teach them how to be great human beings and how to represent Vicksburg in the future once they grow up. So I just want to say thank you for your future support. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We do appreciate it so much what you're doing with those kids. So we'll start with trustees' time with Trustee Fields.
I would just like to say how exciting it is to see all of these businesses listed as the grant receivers. Obviously, their businesses are thriving and they're investing more in that. And the fact that the village offers this program, I think, is just amazing. So kudos to them and the program.
Trustee Wagner.
Just a brief comment. I did get the mailer the Kalamazoo County Road Commission sent out for the improvements to U Avenue that's coming up. I believe it's going to be March 19th is the meeting. I won't be able to attend, so if anyone's able to collect that information from the meeting about specifics for that project, I would be greatly appreciative. So they're totally overhauling and upgrading the classification of road for U Avenue, and that is from Portage Road to TU, or is that 23rd? It's just 23rd. And then another portion of that project is the implementation of a roundabout at 23rd and TU going towards Sprinkle as well. And I know that one's been talked about at length from a lot of our constituents, but it's shaping up to look like a good project, and I think that the traffic in that area certainly deserves the upgrade of the road, so I'm just curious about how we're going to accomplish that this construction season.
Yeah, thank you. Trustee Reister.
Well, I just think there's an awful lot of good things that are happening in our area here, and I am so pleased to be a part of it, and I'm so happy with our government as it is being run now. Things are smooth, we know what's going on, and I'm just so appreciative of it. So thanks everybody who works in the office. I know you all work together, and that's a very positive thing for our community.
President Pro Tem Keller.
I wasn't really going to say anything, but since the new Little League president got up and spoke, I'm going to have one request for you as a former umpire that did junior games. No, that's former. I didn't say current. I said former. No, all my equipment's gone, but
Sold it.
my request is to make sure that there's at least a hot dog and a Coke or a water for the umpire after the games are over with. Okay, because I always, when I got done, I always went to the concession stand and we're closed. Well, can I get a water? No, we're closed, sorry, so. Okay, well, you feel my pain, so. But no, congratulations. I was on the board for a number of years, was the equipment manager, so I appreciate your passion, thank you.
Trustee Olson.
Couple things real quick. Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we're having testing of our tornado sirens. This is National Emergency Week, so when it goes off, don't grab the dogs and run to the basement like my wife did. So, I talked to Chief McMillan, and they had a fire over on Lincoln Street in Schoolcraft the other day. Right afterwards, they backed up the Portage Fire Department that had a big house fire over off of Millham and Westnedge. So our guys have been semi-active. As this morning, when I talked to the chief, he already had 2 calls. We also had another incident at the fire department. Last one happened a couple of years ago, and I brought it up when it happened. It happened again. A pet owner brought their dog in, and their dog was having trouble breathing. Didn't know what to do. Didn't know whether to take local vet or what, so Chief McMillan jumped into action, and he tried to give the dog some water to clear the passage. Didn't help. He cleared the passageway. I don't know if he used his finger or what, but, and as a last resort, he gave the dog a shot of oxygen. We have an attachment that goes on our oxygen tanks that we bought years ago specifically for pets. Most of the time, this would be used at a fire where pet's inside the building and is brought out. But it's the second time that this has happened in the last couple of years, so it may be a small thing, but it's an important thing. Chief took the pet up to the local vet and dropped it off after that. So anyhow, last thing is, I think it's time that we have a serious discussion about the sale of the golf course. It's been brought up before. I think it's time that we take a serious look at it, get some kind of plan in place. And I would say that by June the 1st, we should be able to have something in place where we're going to make some kind of movement on this thing. We've had people show interest in it, and it's functioning. It's one of the few golf courses around that is actually making money, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Danny. And it is, it's a very functioning golf course. We all talked about that years ago, and I've just been extremely pleased with the turn of events and the turnaround financially for that course, and also what it brings to the community. I mean, it's quite a valuable asset, so it's fun times, and it is exciting when I get an opportunity to, one, work with the applicants for the grant money and the downtown beautification projects that the DDAs and the planning commission have put together. Is quite an honor. And I will echo the same that the other trustees had said about Mr. Mallory and going after grant money. I mean, Jim whispers in my ear things that are happening behind the scenes that are just pretty amazing. So thank you, Jim. Thank you, the staff. Jackie, thanks for what you're doing with the, you know, we've had visions for the last, 6 years to be, was it RRDC, Community Ready Development, Community Development Ready. Right, that one. So, and I love the idea of getting somebody else to, you know, to do the legwork and who has the time to do it, so thank you. And Tamara and the Historic Society, you know, kudos, thank you for all you're doing. And John, thank you for everyone that volunteers. So. With that, I entertain a motion to adjourn for the evening.
Moved.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Dang it.
Those opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.